Okay, you guys, so last video we talked about the frontal bone. I explained a few of the planes on there and some of the landmarks that are important. Today we're going to jump right in to the maxilla, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I already had a few locations here, bottom of the nose, the chin's probably going to be down there. We had the frontal bone. So then we have this middle line or center line, right? So I'm just going to mark a location on either side of this. This is still part of the maxilla. Right in the middle here is going to be the nasal spine, okay? So as this comes up, right, it's going to come up approximately in this area, probably right about here, right? And then in here is the nasal bone, right? There's two portions to the nasal bone, right? There's going to be two sides to it. And you can remember in anatomy and stuff, it's pretty much just mirrored one side and the other. So let's jump right into creating. I'm going to relate as I draw this portion of the, it's the orbit of the eye, but it's part of the maxilla. So let's just simplify it. This location here is what will be really important right here. Okay, so just relate one side to the other. That location there is the zygomatic process of the maxilla. Very important. Let's come down here and mark a simple, we'll worry about, let's get rid of this real quick, approximately in here. So I'm just going to draw a line like this, kind of a longer line. We talked about last time long lines drawing through and relating things. Same with here. Now, this is the alveolar process, right? It's this right here, this area here, right above the alveolar canals, okay? So in there, you can see all these little canals. That's where your teeth go into, okay? The process is right above it. All right, so let's get that. We pretty much have that. Let's mark a location for the end of it here, right about there. And then, let's see here. Come out to about here. So as I'm looking, I'm trying to judge the distances of things as I'm drawing. Okay, so that's always what I'm doing. I'm always trying to judge the distances in drawing through. Now, let's see. That looks pretty good there. Now, okay. So what's happened is we've created. We have a shape. Right? And that's kind of what I wanted. I want this completed maxilla, right? The body of the maxilla is one shape, and that's what we have, so that's good, right? Okay, there we go. Now, let's draw, and I see there's going to be an overlap here, right? So normally you'd see like an overlap like this, right? We could draw it from one side to the other, that overlap. And there would be a plane change kind of in this area here. So you can draw and relate each side to the next. That would come over and come up, and that creates another plane. So what I do is I mark the locations, right, as I'm drawing. What I do is I draw through. So if you ever look, you'll see me draw lines like this. I draw them through, and I'll put little arrows on them, just like that, because that will show me where there's an angle change. There, there, there. Places like that. Maybe an angle change here, an angle change here. All right, so we have all of these nice angle changes. That's what I'm always looking for when I'm drawing. Now, something that's going to be important. We got the nasal spine, we talked about that. Right in here, now you have to remember the planes, okay? Now planes are going to be revealed. It's just like a shape is revealed by the light. Well, the plane is, a plane is a flatter level surface. So that's going to be revealed by the light that's hitting it. So whatever the object is, it all depends. So like in here, part of the skull, right? I'll put a little symbol here. What you have is, you have the canine eminence right here. So we'll just create a nice little shape out of these. All right, come down. They don't have to be perfect. What I do when I'm drawing is I don't just copy exactly. I use my knowledge and I combine it with the observation, and then I try to draw something that's kind of fun. So canine eminence means that it's protruding. It's going to be a higher point. So when the light hits it, it will create a plane. Okay, there'll be a plane change. So that's what you have to remember when you're looking for planes. It's not like it's somebody's going to be like, oh, this is exactly the plane that you see every single time. Like, that's not how it works. The light's going to reveal it differently. Now you have the maxilla incisive fossa, which will be right down here. Mark a location for that. And then I would usually draw through and do the same thing on that side. Now, let's see, is that pretty much everything? It looks like it is. You guys may have to rewind the video as usual, watch it again, practice. Don't forget the little canals here. Those are kind of fun, avialar canals. If you have more time, you can really, you can see, you can really draw those and show the form if you want to render it out and stuff. That's a lot of fun. This in here would be a different plane change. Let's see. So probably about in here, which we'll go over next time, would be approximately the zygomatic bone. So we'll talk about that next time. And then this is kind of cool here because you can see, which is kind of fun, his little ears sticking out. My guy's a little wide, but that's okay. It's kind of fun. So once again, draw through and around. Try to relate everything that you can and try to remember a few of those points that I talked about here, okay? And it should help you guys out. Oh yeah, like I said, there's going to be plane changes. Just like here, where the eye socket, you have the eye socket in here. There is, that's a plane change right there. You can see where the light hits it. Now how fast it turns or how sharp the edge is going to depend on how, it's going to depend on how slow or fast that form is turning, okay? Which is a whole nother thing to talk about, but little planes you could find on the right below the orbit of the eye also. But for now, I think that's good. You guys can practice that, and I will see you on the next video, and we'll talk about the zygomatic bone and try to continue with the skull here. All right? Hopefully it helps you out, and I'll see you next time. Take care.